Hello, this is Sarah. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. And if I'm on YouTube, welcome to another little video on my YouTube channel at my Ideals Church of Universal Ethics, my church within, and my mental wellness process of mental health ethics and social health mesh. The all-new mesh used to be mental, emotional, and self-health mesh, but it's not just about mental health anymore. It is about social issues. It is about ethics. You know, we're responsible for doing our part in our society and on our planet and in our country where we're living. We have a responsibility to deal with the internal stuff, owning our internal you-know-what. This is on YouTube. It'll be censored. There might be some strong language, but I will do my best to be respectful. And respect, in my book, might be a little bit different from what many people see as respect. Respect is not the same as docility, if that's a word, docileness, being childlike all the time and submissive and obedient all the time. Respect, sometimes you have to stand up for yourself because you respect your country and your world and your people and yourself. So here we go. I got inspired again, and that is the only time I do episodes is when I'm inspired. I don't believe in forcing myself or someone else to do art or do creations that they don't feel. That is about feeling. It is about the heart. That's another thing I work towards in my universal ethics and mental wellness processes. I was listening to this wonderful YouTube video.
Banging them up.
Okay, come on. I'm trying to hit the pause button. I need to have control over YouTube. Okay. Sorry. That was, I'm listening to Dr. Ramani and Lisa Bilyeu, I think. With all due respect, they were talking about walking away and healing from toxic breakups and betrayal. And I went through a betrayal experience very recently. And I got encouraged by both an AI and a friend who knows a legal advisor. We can't afford, legal help because we're poor and we don't qualify for legal aid, but we did get some advice from a friend last night, and he told me, Sarah, you need to document everything that has been happening to you lately. You have to document, if you can remember, what's happened to you for the past 7 months in the mental health system, and document them. And I thought, document? No way. First of all, it's illegal to record in California. In the state of California, you can't record things because it's illegal without their permission. And darn it to you know where if they're going to give me permission to record them. Probably very likely not. In fact, when I was first admitted at my most recent program, I was told that I wasn't allowed to do that. Not even for fun, so when I've made stuff on Clapper or on other media that I'm on, I've made sure that I either have the lens covered or I'm off the property. I'm like maybe a half a block away, or I've got the zoom lens, or I got the lens so that it's only maybe recording the ground or the grass or something. I don't record the building or the property or the people. So, no way. And he's like, I'm not talking about documenting like that. I'm talking about writing it down. And the AI was even telling me that. I was asking the AI about what do I do legally to document stuff. And I came up with another idea besides the suggestion they made. They said, well, write things down, Sarah, just write down what happened and what day it happened on and what date, and what month and what time of day if you can. Put it on your, start an email thread or write it on a pen and paper, do old school and write it on a pen and paper like before the internet. Your Generation X, you can do that. You're 56 years old. Okay, good idea. But what is it going to do? What good is it going to do to document things? If you've been abused and they don't want you to, and they might catch you. And I came up with another idea. One of the reasons I would like to start documenting is because I need to keep on remembering what they did to me and how I felt every time. I also want to prevent myself from being gaslighted. They were telling me that they weren't denying me lunch. They were telling me that they were trying to come and pick me up every day for the program. They called me, and and they didn't always call either. In fact, there were other clients that didn't get called and they missed their days at the program. So, and they're like, well, we're busy, you got to deal with that, and mind your own business. Don't talk about Sally over here. Don't be concerned about Sally. Just take care of yourself. And I'm like, but I am concerned about Sally. I talk to her every day before group. And they're like, well, you need to take care of yourself. So it's like, okay, I need to just write down my experiences and remember, I'm saying this to myself now. I need to write down my experiences. And this is a suggestion for anyone else who's wondering how to document incidents and document what people have done to you without getting caught. And if you don't think it's going to do any good because you can't use it in a court of law because it's illegal or because someone might get back at you, do it because you need to remember, especially if you don't have a lot of friends or a very adequate support system. I don't, except maybe my roommate and his friend and the legal advisor's friend. I don't have a really stringent support system either, but I need to remember what's been going on for me for the past 7 months. I need to remember how Olga treated me, even though I understand she has a mental illness. And again, I don't know what she's got because of confidentiality. So I can't work with someone, I can't be friends with someone if all I know is that they treat me like crap, and I don't know why. Excuse my language again, if this is on YouTube. But if they treat me like I don't exist, that's narcissistic behavior. Even if they're not a narcissist, that's behavior that's toxic to me. And I have to remember that. I remember when I tried to be friends with her one more time last week, and or this past few days or so, and she walked past me like I wasn't even there. I remember how that felt now. And I had to remember this week when she did that again. I had to remember what I had talked about on my other episodes before. She ghosted me when I left the program the last time, when I went AWOL the last time for 2 weeks. I remember how she treated me. She didn't treat me like someone that she was concerned about. She didn't call me, even though I called her a couple of times, left her messages, even though, and only 2 messages in the space of 10 days, mind you. And only maybe 1 text in the space of those 10 days. And no response. Well, do you think I'm the kind of person that's going to get up and beg her for her friendship, beg her for support, beg her to stay? No. I missed her. My feelings were hurt. My heart was broken. But I didn't bother her after that. I respected her. And then this week, I talked to one of the counselors, and one of the counselor offered to talk to her for me and say, what is going on? Why are you treating Sarah like this? And then Olga comes up to me. Oh, everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. How are you doing? Like that. And on the one hand, I was able to appreciate her limits. I was able to appreciate, I was able to, think, okay, we got her to wake her head up and notice me. But at the same time, I was thinking, maybe she's just doing it because she's feeling guilty. And but I thought, okay, I'll give her one more chance. And I did. And she walked by me like I wasn't there last Tuesday. And I had to remember all the stuff I had written in my journal, that I keep private, by the way, all the stuff that I talked about on my social media, all the stuff that I told my roommate, poor guy has to watch me hurting, all the stuff that I shared with my mentor, Ani, all the stuff that we talked about. And I have to do the same thing with the program now. You know, every time my counselor talks me back into coming back, every time I think about even joining another program or going back, I have to remember. And those documentations, those writing, those journalings, and those talking about it that I have out there on the internet, I don't drop names, I don't drop places. You know, I'm careful. I was careful not to, share the location or share the, the place. And most of my podcasts and documentations I did at home. I did here at the house. So nothing to really worry about. I'm not slamming and belly aching and giving anybody a bad name. I think the worst I've done has been I've put them on reviews. And of course, they know who they are when I do that. But I'm careful with how I document, but I document now. And I have to do that because of the gaslighting, because of them trying to mess up how I see it, and them love bombing me, and them hoovering me, and them saying, Sarah, you're paranoid, Sarah, you're full of it. Well, they don't say that, but kind of essentially they do. Carol, you're making it up. Carol, you're ruminating. All the psychology stuff. Carol, you're overthinking. La la la. You're it's like I can almost sense that they're holding back from twirling their fingers, by their heads, saying I'm crazy. So documentation will keep us grounded. If we're being abused or treated badly, documentation will at least keep us grounded and keep us knowing that we're not crazy, that we're not just imagining it, that it happened. It happened on, I'll make up a day, it happened on March 3rd, 2024. It happened on November 2nd, 1994, whatever. It's documented. The documentation doesn't have to be shared necessarily in a court of law or made a federal case out of. But it is good for us if we need to remember what happened and how real it was. It's so easy to get in our heads and say it wasn't so bad. It's so easy to want to go back. I mean, we miss it. We miss our relationship. We miss how it felt in the beginning. We miss what might have been. We even wonder if we did the right thing getting out. But it's real. We need to keep validating what we experienced. Life experiences module. We need to keep validating what we experienced. You guys. Be safe, everyone. I am.